Okay, so we are going to do the tutorial now for the No-Sew Fabric Keychain with Heat and Bond. This is from the February Silhouette Life Inspiration box. All the materials were included in that box. If you did not receive that box and you want to do this project, get the same materials. So here's what you'll need. You need some fabric. This is Riley Blake fabric. Any fabric will work, any cotton print, but we like this brand the best. Then we have the metallic super red stretchable HTV. This is from Chemica US. You'll need your Heat and Bond. It'll come in a little plastic package. Mine is just out of the package because I've used it for all the other projects. You'll need your Terreal Magic fabric stabilizer and your keychain hook clip thing. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we are going to want to treat our fabric. So if you haven't used Terreal Magic before, this stuff is amazing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to treat as much of this sheet as I can because it stays treated, which is nice, and you'll use it for almost every project in this box, I think, if not every project in this box. So you can spray it liberally. You want to kind of just, let me turn this so you can see what I'm doing. You want this fabric to soak up this Terreal Magic. Okay, so now I got it all over my desk. I'm gonna kind of squish it up. I want it to soak up and see kind of how much I have. So now I'm gonna treat it in each section. Oh, I just pulled off the cap. Don't do that. There we go. So I'm just gonna kind of go down the line. And I'm using a lot. I like my fabric to really be kind of stiff after this stuff. So I think that section is probably enough. I'm going to move this section down and treat this section. This stuff makes it so nice to cut fabric on your cameo. Like if you're interested in that at all and you didn't get this box, definitely look into getting some Terreal Magic because it will change your life with these projects. Okay, so mine is pretty wet. So now you need to let it dry. So I like to smooth it out the best I can so that I have the least amount of wrinkles and stuff in it. And then this design, and we're going to go ahead and design in our studio, and then we'll be ready to cut it out once it's dry. So in the tutorial, she talks about how you need to do the cuts to be able to get the keychain the way that she suggests. So I just downloaded her cut file from the dry folder because it tells me exactly these 3 need Heat and Bond, these 2 don't need Heat and Bond, and then this is our HTV. So that's what I suggest doing for your first time, and then you can branch out into other projects later where you don't need to use her tutorial. But that's what I would do starting out. So these 3 need to be cut, well, all of these 5 need to be the fabric, not this. And so what we're going to do is we are going to cut this fabric once it is dried with the Terreal Magic. So let's see, let me see what the fabric setting she uses. I think it's the same as the one in the other tutorial. So that would be the fabric thick canvas and these exact settings. And what you'll want to do is, of course, make the words no cut. So then you just are cutting out these pieces. And you can put them closer together when you cut, so that way you're saving as much of the fabric as you can. It just depends on how you want to see it and what your brain understands that these don't need Heat and Bond and these do. So go ahead and cut these out, and then when you're ready, let's plan the HTV. So I'm going to actually take this into a new folder just so I don't have to change my cut settings again. I'm going to take the grid off, so you do that in the page setup, show grid. I'm going to change my settings to, I think it's a 6x12 is what it kind of looks like. 6x12. I'm going to plan that. I'm going to say I have my cameo because I'm just going to use my machine. Okay, and then this is the side that she used. I'm going to try to ungroup it. Release compound path. That's what I want. Okay, so then I just have this heart. And then I'm going to decide whatever I want on this heart. So I'm going to do, let me see in my library. Now you guys can see all my unorganized mess. But I just want, what do I want, you guys? I'm not a huge, like, I don't know what I want. So I'm going to do one. Let's see. Who do I need a gift for coming up? That's terrible, but that's really how I plan some of these projects. All right, we'll just do, I have a friend getting married, so we'll do their initials. Nope. D. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to pick a cute font. Cotton Candy is one of my go-to fonts. And then I'm actually going to switch this up, and I'm going to do this a little differently. So I'm going to take this off, and then I'm going to do another letter. The reason why, because then I can decide where they go, rather than it just going where a normal like sentence setup would go. Cotton Candy, Cotton Candy. And then I'm going to put these together. So L plus D. Line those up the best I can. And then I can resize them together. So I'm going to make them, I'm going to fill them in so I can see them on this heart. So let's see. I'm going to go down to her. So she just weeds out their initials. So that'll be cute. But just so I can see it on here, we're going to make them white. And the line color white. So you do that over here. And then I can see where it pops up on the heart. So then I can decide, nope, not where I wanted that. To get it. You also should group it. So I'm going to object group, bring the heart back over it. So then when I just want to edit this, I can kind of mess with it. Okay. I'm terrible at seeing whether or not things are even. But we're going to go with that. That's cute. So now when I do this, the metallic HTV, we want smooth. Well, I went too far. Heat transfer smooth, blade 2, speed 8, force 4, pass 1. So now this is ready to go. We do, the cut settings are right, it's cutting the outside and it's cutting my letters. And then we'll get to the part, once we cut it out, where we put it all together. So let's get our machine set up and let's cut all of these pieces.
So we are ready to cut our smooth metallic HTV. I was wrong. It's 7 by 12, not 6 by 12. But you want to line it up with the silver side up because that's what you'll be cutting. Also, it's HTV, so you need to mirror it. And I did not mirror it when I did the design, you guys. So make sure you go to mirror, flip horizontally. All right, now mine is ready to go. So I'm going to load it into my machine. Load cut mat. We need it on blade 2. So I'm going to find blade 2. Speed 8, force 4, pass 1. It's loaded in and it is ready to cut. It did pop up with the send mirrored or send as is. I just mirrored it, so I'm going to click send as is, but if I had forgotten, that would have been the perfect time to click send mirrored. So, send as is. It's going to take about 10 seconds to cut this design, and then we will weed it. So I'm going to get my scissors. That sounded really weird. And my pick. So I have my scissors and my pick. And then it's done. So now, I'm always nervous with HTV. So we'll test it. We'll show you guys what it does. So let's see. Now, I like to cut out what I'm working on, especially when I know I'm going to use my cut mat, because then it doesn't matter. So then I'm going to weed out the big section, and I just poked underneath it with this little dentist pick that I use, and pulled up, and now comes the moment of truth. Yay! Okay, so it did cut the way it was supposed to, which is good. So then you just weed out all that extra metallic, and then we need to weed out the letters. So the plus sign, it's cute, kind of looks like an X and an O. If I was making a cute like Valentine's Day design, I'd keep that. Okay, so I'm picking out the L. The L is hard because it has a little smidget in the middle that I want to keep. So I'm being very careful as I pull this up that it, okay, whew, I'll show you. So this little piece of HTV, I wanted to make sure that stayed there. Same thing with the D. The D has it, at least in my cotton candy font is what it's called, that I'm using. And so I'm going to go very slowly. All right, so my heart is ready. to go on the fabric. I'm just still waiting for the fabric to dry, and then we will cut it out and put it all together. So now that my fabric is dry, so you can see how stiff it is, we're going to put it on our cut mat. So I'm lining it up, and my cut mat isn't as sticky as I want it, so I'm going to just use some painter's tape and tape down the edges. That way I don't have to worry about my fabric moving around while I'm cutting it. So I'm just going to tape down the edges, and we're going to be cutting the 4 circles and that one straight line, or like rectangle. And then we'll cut the heat and bond on the same settings as the fabric. We just won't be doing, what did I change last time? Got stuck. Oh, yep, it's the same settings. I forgot last time we used print and cut for one of the other projects. We're not going to do that here. Okay, so I think we're pretty good. I'm going to leave this bottom and just kind of watch it. So I'm going to load it in to my machine. We want our blade at 5. So moving that to 5. Speed 5, force 33, pass 1. So I'm going to cut this through, and then I'll show you how to cut the heat and bond. Perfect. So I have my fabric cut out. Now, mine didn't cut out perfectly with my machine. I had to kind of touch up with my fabric scissors. I also realized after I did it, I have a fabric blade. So if you have a fabric blade, use it, because I forgot and I'm kind of bummed. But yeah, if you have a fabric blade, use that. Otherwise, cut out your circles and your little rectangle. Then we're going to cut out the heat and bond. You can just use your scissors. I prefer to just use my Cameo because it's easy for me. So I layer it with the textured side up, load it in with the same cut settings as before. Just cut out 3 of the circles. So we're going to just send those really quick. And we should be just fine. My machine did not like the painter's tape. So be very careful about how it's laid down and make sure it's stuck and all of that, because it kind of jammed it. So I had to be a little creative with how I got it out. So be aware of that when you're using painter's tape with your machine. Make sure it doesn't roll up and get stuck on the back. So now we're about to have our 3 heat and bond. Let's see what we need to do. Okay. We're going to learn this together. So that cut out the heat and bond. So now we have our 3 heat and bond circles and our fabric. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get my iron ready because we're going to need to heat these up, and then we will put together the keychain. Okay, we are going to learn this part together because, I just feel like I'm going to struggle with this. But first, let's take our 3 with the heat and bond. So you want the textured side, pattern side up. So we're going to put these together. So I'm just going to go ahead and stack up these. And then we'll press each of these. I'm going to do that one in a second because it's kind of giving me problems. Okay. Well, I'm nervous about this. Okay. You guys, I'm getting so nervous. After I screwed up that mason jar, which you'll see when you watch that tutorial, let's just say we're all in this together, and I'm learning, and I also probably shouldn't craft when I'm about to fall asleep. I need to take a nap, otherwise I'm not going to make it through the Super Bowl, but that's okay. So, now that we've got the heat and bond adhered there, let's make sure. Hot! We'll make sure after we do this one. Okay, so we need to get the heat and bond adhered to all 3 of these. Again, I'm using my Quilt Mate. I love the Quilt Mate for small things when I don't want to heat up my heat press. It's the quiltmate.com. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. If you have a heat press, definitely suggest. Okay, so let's make sure on this one that the heat and bond is good. Oh yeah, perfect. Let's make sure here. Woo! If I don't drop them. I'm glad you guys appreciate my videos for what they are, because you're basically just a fly on the wall while I try to figure out my projects. Alright. This heat and bond is also good. Okay. Now let's just test this one because I don't want to get into the project and then discover this one's not ready. Alright, this one is also good. So, now we're going to put it all together. So, you guys, how does a keychain work? How does this work? Oh, I'm a little tired today. So you hook it like that, and then you're putting it together on this. Alright, we got it. So, take your little square one and loop it through so the pattern side is up. So, I'm going to turn off my iron. Oh, and I'm wearing pajamas. Don't judge me. And I kicked my printer. You guys, I am in a rough spot right now. That's okay. Okay, we're going to layer these. So, let's see. The first side, I'm looking at the tutorial so I don't do it wrong. One circle, pattern side down, heat and bond side up. Okay, so I have this. I think with both of these inside of it. Then the strip of fabric for the loop, then the fabric with no heat and bond, so this one, I think side up. Okay, take another circle with heat and bond and lay it with the adhesive side down onto the other fabric. Okay, and then put this one on top of the strap. Like this. Yes. Okay. So let's go over that again. So I'm going to take it apart slowly so you can tell what's going on. So first piece, heat and bond, pattern side down, layer of fabric on top. One of these fabric strips on top. Okay, then I have to look again. Then fabric with no heat and bond, pattern side up. Then fabric with heat and bond, adhesive side down, other strip of fabric loop on top. Then heat and bond top. Okay, so that's how that goes. Now, let's see what we're going to do. Okay, so now we have to press this, which I think we need to do in layers, because that would make sense. Ah, crap. Alright, you guys. We're going to figure this out. So, heat and bond. I'm going to take off the plastic. That's probably what I could have done for all of these, but I didn't, okay? So, alright, making sure this stays about even. Then, why did I turn my iron off? I still need it. Oh, you guys, this one is rough. Really, I'm just rough. Okay, then fabric with no heat and bond. Okay. So then, Teflon sheet right here, and I'm going to heat this up. Doo-doo-doo. You guys are so patient for watching these videos. I guess the hope is that you'll understand. Okay, I know how to do it. So, ouch. Don't touch it. It's hot. So then, we want this. And then, okay, yes. So then what I'm going to do, take off the paper on this one, heat and bond it right here. Which that'll be good. So then we just have one more with heat and bond, and we have the little fabric strip. So, ah! Oh no! I just melted a plastic bag. You guys, it is Mindy's nap time. This is ridiculous. Okay, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finish it. Okay, so then you want the fabric loop here, and then your last heat and bond on top. Plastic bags away from the iron. I'm glad that peeled up nice. I can't believe I just melted that. Okay, so then this is probably going to be the part that's on top, so I'm going to try to make it, or the other side. I guess I should have looked at what direction the letters were in. That only works if you're having a functional day, which I am not. Okay, so last one. And then we're heat bonding that. Then the last step is the HTV. And I'm just going to do it on one side. You could do it on both sides, but, you know, struggling today. So that's cute. I'm going to probably end up trimming it just because my circles weren't all even because my cutter didn't cut it out right. So now I'm ready to do the HTV. So I'm laying this down. Which side do I like of this? I like this one. So I'm going to lay it right here, center it, and then I'm going to use my Teflon sheet. And I'm going to press it. And I don't remember what the cut settings or what the press settings are for metallic HTV. But that seems about right. Ooh, I think I did it too hot. Hot. Don't touch it. It's hot. I'm really not even trying to be funny, you guys. This is really just my life today. Oh, crap. Come on. Nope, it hates me. It might be cold peel. I really don't know. Hot. Hot. Let's see. It's like kind of peeling up, but I think it's cold peel or I didn't press it enough. So I'm going to let it sit for a minute. And I'll let you know when it's done and what I ended up having to do. Because if it's cold peel, it's probably going to take a couple seconds because all of it was hot. So I'll let you know. Guess what? I finished it. Oh, I did it. There we go. So it just needed some more pressure and to cool down a little bit before I pulled off the covering. So next time I'd probably do it on my heat press so it gets the right pressure the first time. But other than that, I just trim the edges. And if your heat and bond fabric is peeling up, just heat it up somewhere and then let it cool. I noticed with the mason jar one as well, if I tried to peel it too soon, it would peel up just because it hadn't totally bonded yet. It needed to cool down. So here is that keychain with the fabric, Terreal Magic, and metallic HTV. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel to see the rest of the tutorials. Let me know if you have any questions. And thank you so much for watching my videos in all of their glory.